Hello and welcome to this event. My name is Natasha Foote. I'm an agri-food and health reporter with EURACTIV, and I have the pleasure of moderating this Safe Food Advocacy Europe event, focusing on consumers and their role in helping the shift towards a more sustainable food system. So if we have any hope of creating a healthier and more sustainable food system, as outlined in the EU's flagship food and farming policies, that's the Farm to Fork strategy, it's widely agreed that all actors across the food chain, from production to consumption, need to be mobilised to collaborate to create enabling food environments. Now, the main objective today is to address the issue of product sustainability for consumers, as often information on ecological impact or health claims are not fully understood and correctly transmitted. So in today's conference, we will explore three main issues that are currently hampering food safety and consumers' protection. That's namely food information to consumers, food contact materials, and the definition of natural for food products. And we will do so with the help of a wide range of distinguished panelists, from commissioners to MEPs to industry stakeholders and NGOs, in what I am sure will prove to be a very interesting discussion. So before we kick off today's conference, let me just remind you that this is an interactive event. By that I mean that we welcome and encourage questions from the audience, which you can submit via the Q&A function, which you should find at the bottom of your screen. And when submitting questions, don't be shy. Please do state your name, where you come from, and who your question is for, so that I can best direct your question to the appropriate panelist. But the interaction doesn't stop there. No, we also invite you to get involved on Twitter via the hashtag #ConsumersComeFirst. Also, just to say that SAFE will be recording this event via Zoom, so if you want to relive all the fun afterwards, recordings will be available afterwards on SAFE's YouTube channel. So without further ado, let us kick off this conference, and we're kicking it off in style with a video message from none other than the Health and Food Safety Commissioner, Stella Kyriakides. We're just waiting for the video message to come.
Secretary General, distinguished guests, I share your commitment to champion food safety for a greener Europe. The health of our planet and the health of our citizens, animals and plants go hand in hand. Our Farm to Fork strategy will lead the transition to healthy and sustainable food systems in the EU and around the world. We want to reduce the environmental and climate footprint of our food system, to strengthen the resilience of our food systems, and to tap into new economic and environmental opportunities. Environmental sustainability is bankable. Our Green Deal and Farm to Fork strategies are first and foremost growth strategies. The clear shifts we see in consumption patterns send important market signals to food business operators. The role of consumers and the choices they make is crucial in catalyzing the shift to more sustainable food practices. We want to empower consumers to make sustainable food choices. We will propose the Green Claims Initiative later this year, providing consumers with reliable and comparable information on the climate and environmental performance of products. We will put forward a proposal for mandatory front-of-pack nutrition labelling to guide consumers towards healthier food choices. We will revise our animal welfare legislation, both to provide consumers with better information and to ensure stronger protection for welfare of animals. A revision of our food contact materials legislation will prioritise innovative and sustainable packaging solutions and eliminate the most hazardous substances for humans and the environment. Finally, our proposal for the legislative framework for sustainable food system will be the real game changer, allowing us to mainstream sustainability across the food system. It will make EU and national policies more coherent, and food systems more resilient. It will allow operators to benefit from sustainable practices. And it will gradually raise sustainability standards so that they become the norm in the EU and hopefully worldwide. All of these initiatives will undergo impact assessments. We will thoroughly assess environmental, economic, and social impacts. Public consultations will be key. I invite you, therefore, to provide your input so that consumers' voices are heard. Dear friends, as you can see, change is afoot in the area of food. We all want a healthier, more sustainable, and more resilient Europe. There is no plan B, as there is no planet B. As part of that, we need a sustainable food system that works for producers and consumers. Your conference is about putting consumers first. Let us strive together to put our planet and the future of our citizens first as well. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much to the Commissioner for that excellent overview of today's event, highlighting the important role of consumers and also in public consultations, ensuring that consumers' voices are heard. So I will now turn to Floriana Cimmarusti, who's the Secretary General of SAFE, to give her opening remarks. So Floriana, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Thanks to all of you to be with us today. We're very glad to have so many people participating at our Consumer Come First conference. I would like to thank Commissioner Kyriakides, that she's a big supporter of SAFE and we cooperate really well with her, and she believes in trying to really put consumer first, as what we are trying to do during our job at SAFE. So first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Floriana Cimmarusti. I'm Secretary General at SAFE, Safe Food Advocacy Europe. We try to protect European consumers during the EU food legislation process, which I can tell you is not always a very easy task we try to handle. So why the conference of today? There is a clear need to transition towards healthy and sustainable food system. And we really would like to cooperate in going in the right direction at EU level. And for this, one of these reasons is that we try to organize a conference divided in 3 different panels in a way that we try to talk and discuss about different problems we need to resolve at EU level nowadays. So the first panel is information to consumers. This is for us, it's such an important issue for SAFE. The Nutri-Score. The Nutri-Score could be an excellent opportunity or probably could be a big issue for consumers. So let's say if I am a Dutch mother with 4 kids and I go in the supermarket and I start buying products, a Dutch mother who is busy with her job, etc., start buying different types of products and then try to read food labeling. It's not easy for consumers to read food labeling, not because there are not information, the food labeling is full of information, but it's not easy for a regular consumer to be able to read them. And so what the person is doing for her kids, she buys very fast products in the supermarket. And to have a Nutri-Score could be in a way very helpful because you have kind of notes, like if you have in UK university, you have A, B, C, D, etc. So you can decide what's the best food. But if that consumer is getting all products with the A or B to be to give healthy product for her kids and for her family, do we believe that all those products will be healthy and sustainable food? We actually are not convinced about that, in the sense that Nutri-Score could be simplified way to buy food, so this positive part of it, but then could even be a way that consumer can be misled. So I would invite you to read our feedback mechanism on the revision of the food regulation, who can give you much more information about SAFE position for this. Then we have a second panel, food content material, which is a panel for us again, very important. So when we buy food, the food it's in a recipient, which has to follow food content material regulation in the EU. But unfortunately, there are many hazardous substances who are not already in the food content material regulation. So there is a clear need to have a new regulation, of a revision of the new regulation of food content material on one hand. And we believe it's important to inform consumers on this. That's why we did guidelines for safer use for consumer of food content material. You find it actually on our website. So we hope to have a fruitful and interesting discussing on food content material. Then the last panel, which again for us it's pretty important. It's the problem of the term natural. We did a big report, a long report and research in several member states, and we realized that very often you find on food products 100% natural, 100% ingrédients naturels, we say in French. And you buy them because it's written 100% natural ingredients. And because you believe that for your health, for your life, to buy natural ingredients, it's important. Unfortunately, not always, because it's written 100% natural ingredients, those ingredients are really done with natural ingredients. Unfortunately, there are some companies who are really serious on this, and they definitely use and write natural ingredients because it is the reality. But there are many others, unfortunately, that they actually sell products using natural ingredients to sell and to marketing better their products. Today, we have the Australian representatives with us who will show us how is the legislation in Australia about nature, and we believe could be a best practice example. So we're happy to have Australia with us today. And we definitely think that it's important when it's written on a product that the product is natural, is that it is somehow a natural product, or there is a way to do a distinction between synthetic and natural ingredients. And just on this, I would like just to highlight that in the INI report, there was a clear amendment where they say how much it's important to distinguish when a product is natural, sorry, when an ingredient is natural or it's of synthetic origin. So I think will be a very constructive discussion on the natural definition. And thank you so much to all of you to be here with us, to all those guests. I will leave with just a short video of SAFE, who is really kind of describing who we are and what we do very shortly. And then I will leave the floor to Natasha after. Thank you.
All EU food is. Are you sure that all EU food is safe? Let's think about, for example, an apple.
Yeah, of course. It's safe and healthy.
What about pesticides?
I'm sure the EU is taking care of them.
How about these candies?
I think they're fine. My kids love them.
Do you know what they are made of?
A lot of sugar, I guess, but I'm sure that all the ingredients meet the EU regulations.
Can you read the label of those packaged foodstuffs?
Of course, I can.
Are they clear to you?
E171, E621. Oh, that's a lot of E numbers. I don't know what they mean, but for sure they follow EU regulations, so they must be safe.
But are you sure that EU food law gives enough consideration to our health? Safe Food Advocacy Europe. SAFE. We strive for safer and healthier food for European consumers.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that